I'll be able to hang in there.
What was the injury?
My knee.
What's going on, guys? It's Justin, and I'm back with another video. And in this video, I want to talk about my top 10 most disliked Packers players. Let's kick it off with some honorable mentions. I want to go with Dom Capers, Joe Barry, and Mo Drayton. Now, these are honorable mentions only because they are coaches and not players, but they have all done some pretty bad things. They all coached during the Aaron Rodgers era where the expectation was winning the Super Bowl, but these coaches' units were the main reason that the Packers couldn't achieve that goal. For example, the Packers went 15-1 with, at the time, the worst defense of all time under Dom Capers. Now, Joe Barry was a little bit better, but it always seemed like when the defense needed to stop, they couldn't get one, and ultimately would end up losing the game. And Mo Drayton might be the worst special teams coordinator of all time. The Packers had so many special teams issues during Rodgers' third and fourth MVP seasons, and it ultimately led to losing the 49ers playoff game in 2022. Now, there are some notable misses that I want to talk about really quick. Greg Jennings and Jermichael Finley. Sure, these guys are idiots, but when they were on the team, they were very good players, and they did nothing as Packers to hinder the team. Now let's get into the actual list. Coming in at number 10 is Romeo Dubose. Now this might be surprising to some, but him skipping a practice last season put a real foul taste in my mouth. The Packers chalked it up to mental illness, but I don't buy it one bit. And if you don't remember, the Packers held a practice on Wednesday to install the offense, and Romeo wasn't featured as much as he would have liked, and he ended up just skipping practice on Thursday without telling anyone. They had to show up to his house to get in contact with him, and they found him just sitting on the couch. Now, Bill Belichick would have traded him for a 2030 7th round pick that night, but Matt LaFleur doesn't operate like that. And to add to it, Romeo is not a good enough player to be acting like this. Moving on to number 9, we have Kentrell Brice. Now, this player didn't do anything specific like Romeo, he was just bad. He made one good play in his whole career, and other than that, I just remember being annoyed at how bad his coverage was. Coming in at number 8 is Martellus Bennett, and depending on who you talk to, Bennett could be seen as one of the top 3 most hated Packers players of all time. But as this list progresses, you will see that I'm mostly concerned with the on-field stuff. Now, if you're young or you don't remember, Martellus Bennett joined the team in 2017, and the Packers started off hot with a 4-1 record. However, Aaron Rodgers broke his collarbone in Week 6, and it all went downhill from there. And after Rodgers got hurt, Bennett essentially quit on the team and forced his way back to New England. Moving on to number 7 is Will Redmond, another player that was just bad but played quite a bit. Though there is one specific play I want to bring up. Will Redmond drops an interception in the NFC Championship game versus Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, and this would have kept the Scotty Miller Hail Mary from happening. Will Redmond will forever be hated by me for just this one play. At number 6, we got Amari Rodgers. I don't know if Amari ever made a net positive play for the Packers. All I can remember is his drops and muffed punts. This is just another bad player with terrible plays during the Packers' Super Bowl window. Moving on to number 5, we have A.J. Dillon. This might be another hot take. And yeah, sure, he's a good guy and everything, but he was a terrible player. Not only was he bad, but he took snaps away from Aaron Jones, who was very good at the time and very efficient. Also, he was not a good short yardage back, but everyone wanted him to get those touches. He couldn't stay on his feet, and he was always stumbling, and to make matters worse, he even injured Elgton Jenkins back in 2023 by falling on him. The silver lining in this is that I can say he never had a playoff catastrophe like the top 4 guys on this list. KeShawn Nixon comes in at number 4, and this might be yet another hot take, but I do not like Nixon one bit. I don't think he is a very good player. And sure, the kick return versus the Vikings in 2023 was a great time, but that very quickly gets washed away by his fumble in the Eagles playoff game this past year. I don't care if the hit was helmet to helmet, you need to hold on to the ball. And at that point in the season, the kick return success was not there, so he should just fair catch the ball anyway. But no, he wanted to be a hero, and it led to him fumbling on the opening play of a playoff game. And then he has the nerve to say that he's done returning kicks during the locker room cleanout. This is just a bad attitude from a subpar player. And I'm real annoyed that he is, quote, cornerback 1 this upcoming season. At the number 3 spot, we have Anders Carlson, and this should not be a hot take one bit. This guy is a terrorist. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that on here, but whatever. He missed so many kicks, yet there was never a change. And the biggest kick he missed was at San Francisco in the 2023 divisional playoffs. They had a chance to go up 7 with 6 minutes left. But nope, he misses the kick, and they were maybe a play away from the NFC Championship game in Jordan Love's first season as starter. Coming in at number 2, we have Brandon Bostick, and we all knew this was coming, and some people might say he's number 1. Another terrorist on this list. And if he does his job in the 2014 NFC Championship game, the Packers are going on to Super Bowl 49, and in my opinion, they're winning it. There's not much more to say about this one. A player trying to be a hero and failing in the worst possible way. And coming in at number 1, Kevin King. This guy had a nightmare NFC Championship game in 2021. He gave up a touchdown to Mike Evans because he jumped way too early. He gave up a Hail Mary to end the half to Scotty Miller in what I would call a brain-dead play. I don't know what was going on through King's head there. He just needs to back up. Scotty Miller is fast. They could only really have a Hail Mary. Just do your job. Again, if Will Redmond catches the ball earlier on that drive, this never happens. But it did. And then, to make matters much worse, when the Packers needed to stop late in the game, Kevin King gets called for a hold that essentially ends the game. Now, I don't agree with the call, but it still happened, and it was all Kevin King's fault. He is the ultimate terrorist in my mind when it comes to Green Bay Packer players. And the Packers should have been playing in Super Bowl 55, and they would have won that one too, giving them their 6th Super Bowl and Aaron Rodgers' 3rd.